So, the failed project again. So I had 3 little trees that I tried to save from a pretty failed project of mine. So I had a lot of trouble with this type of species with the dwarf jades, but now I understand them. You need to get your watering straight, and you need to sort it out. You need to understand when they need to be watered, and then you will be really in the safe zone with this type of tree. So one of them survived, 2 of them died. Okay, the damage was too extensive at that point, and they didn't survive, so they just rotten away. So pretty much what I want to do today is, this is just rotten, okay? I want to take this out and plant it in its own pot, in its own nice little small, you'll see, small pot, because I want to extract it. There's a lot of roots from these 2 dead trees that start to decay and release nasty chemicals, and that's not good. You always have to remove that stuff in order for your living tree to be a-okay. So let's take a look at the pots and try to decide. So these are my 2 choices. This one, it's kind of a terracotta pot. It's called a Japanese training pot. It's nice, and look at how big the hole is. It's nice and cute, but the color is just not right for a bonsai tree. So this is a very nice little pot. It's glazed. It's, of course, as you can see, a lot smaller, but it's a lot nicer. The only problem is that the hole, it's pretty small. So this doesn't give me the luxury, or it will be quite tricky to tie the tree to the pot, because I won't be left with with much breathing space, okay, for air for the roots and drainage. So I'm gonna have to decide. This is quite big for my tree, but what this means, it can grow more roots. Hard to decide. You know what? We're gonna take the tree out of the pot and decide then, after we have taken a good look at the roots. Let's do this now. Okay, so first of all, I see some wires here and there, and I know the tree is tied to the pot. So I'm gonna try to remove those wires just to be safe. And the substrate is pretty wet, because I watered it yesterday, and just gonna be really careful here. Really careful. Let's try to loosen the substrate a little bit, and maybe I don't want to break unnecessary. I don't want to break roots, okay? Come on. One off. Okay, I got the wire here. So I'm gonna cut it, and hopefully it will go out nice and easy. Not too many roots, but it's a small tree, and it was damaged. Okay, so let me see here. I don't want to break off that root. So I think if I put it in this pot, I can get away without tying the tree to the pot. I don't know. I don't like to do that. I don't like not wiring the trees to my pots. But you know what? It's too small and I don't want to prune any roots. So unfortunately, we're gonna ditch the nice little pot. We're gonna use it for something else. And we're gonna use this bigger pot because always the safety of the tree is and will always be first. So this is not that nice, but it will provide a lot of space for the roots to grow. So this pot has two little tiny holes in which I can plug in my wires. But let me see, I've chosen 1mm wires. So let me see if I can do it like this. That's nice, but I want to run a second set of wires through this pot because it's quite tricky to use only one set of wires to tie your trees. So I'm gonna try to use two. Okay, just like that. This is the smallest wire you can get. It's a 1mm wire. So I have a nasty smudge here. I don't want to use that as a front. I'm gonna try to keep it kind of like this. Okay, so in I go with my substrate potting mix. I'm using quite a bit more of organic here because I told you now I got a much bigger understanding on these dwarf jades, so I can do that. I'm gonna look for a tiny front. I don't know, this doesn't quite matter a lot at this stage, but just gonna kind of make it look a little bit on the nice side. Doesn't matter that much because it's a round shaped pot. I'm gonna just make a little hill here in the middle, and nice and slowly I'm gonna try to just place it in like that. And now we're gonna tie the tree to the pot. So I'm gonna take my wires here and just gonna tie them a little bit like that. And now we're gonna take our little pliers here and just let me cut off a little bit of the excess. And try to make it work. Okay, so hold on to the tree, pull and twist, as usual, pull and twist, pull and twist. Not too much, okay? And then with the others, on the other side like this. So okay, let me just pull and twist. Okay, and I think we're good to go. I don't want to tie it pretty. I don't want to tie it too much. Just be gentle, okay? Because it's a small tree Just wanna check this again. I can do it more. I felt it. So, okay. Put this down like this. Put this down like this. And my tree is now secured to the pot. Okay. Let's get in with our potting mix and fill it up. I also poured it a little bit deeper, and that will help me get some nebari. You know, the nebari on Dwarf Jades. It's a pretty big, not such a big deal. It grows how pretty much it wants to grow. Yeah, you can develop it, but not like you would do on a normal bonsai tree. So just wanna be a little bit extra careful here. I don't want to push things too much. Let me take my little knife and just kind of sharp this up a little bit, because it's not sharp anymore and it needs to be sharp. So, come on. And just take your time, take it easy. It's not a big pot. This won't last forever. Okay. And fill the remaining space. You know what? I'm gonna take a little teaspoon here so I can be even more precise. All right. Of course, I will not water this tree today. Okay, as usual, I'm gonna water it thoroughly at the showers, but not today. As you saw, it was pretty wet. I didn't damage too much. In fact, I didn't damage the roots at all, but they get damaged. Whatever you do, they get a little bit of a damage with the wires, with the chopsticks. They get damaged. So I'm just gonna spray it just a little bit. Just a little, that's it. Okay. So I can just stabilize the potting mix a little bit better. And that's it. So this is the final result. It's a cute little tree. We ended up using this bigger pot, so I'm kind of bummed out because I didn't got to use that very nice little pot. But you know what? I think this is way better. Okay, because this has now a lot of room for the roots to grow in, and I want to keep it small, but not this small. I need to make a little nice crown, and I will. You can see I've got no branch here on the right. They just grow like that, but that will take care of itself in time. I also got a little branch here that will, I can leave it to grow like this. It will thicken the trunk. We will get better and better taper there. And I don't know, maybe I will not use wires, maybe I will use wires. We're gonna see. Being such a little small tree, I think I can get away with the directional pruning, but there's no way for me to know that. So I just wanna make it a very simple tree, just bushy. So now I'm gonna leave these branches to grow big, kind of like this, or even bigger. You know, the bigger they get, the more energy the tree will get. Okay, and when I prune them back hard, bam, down to 2 or 3 leaves, that will divide, ramify, and will get a lot of compactness and ramifications from it. Thank you very much. Thank you for the time. Don't forget to watch the next video, and please leave a comment and a like. Bye bye.